Amazing, amazing, amazing. Guys, drop where you're calling in from. Let me know where you're calling in from, guys. Let me shout you got your city out. Let me see. We got Arizona, we got Brooklyn, we got San Diego, we got Jersey, we got ATL, Houston, amazing, Sacramento, amazing. A lot of New York, a lot of Bay Area, okay, amazing, amazing. So from East to West Coast, we all over the world with it. Jamaica, Nigeria, yo, it's amazing, amazing. So guys, I'm actually with the squad right now. We're inside of our event space and really just masterminding, making sure everybody's profiting, make sure everybody's moving at the same pace, making sure everybody's moving in line, right? Like an army with this, right? Movement, right? So guys, I really wanted to make sure that actually all of our mentors, all of the uplines wanted to make sure that you guys as an organization have the right guidance, have the right mindset, have the right patience and everything that goes with that to go ahead and go forward with this business or even with your journeys in life in general, right? So who I want to bring up is somebody that has been very with me on my journey to hit P2000 and going to help me with my journey to go ahead and hit Chairman 10, Chairman 25, and I'm going to go ahead and help him hit Chairman 100 and Chairman 250, Chairman 750, guys, because guys, I often see 750s in the chat for who I'm about to bring up right now. Give the guy some energy, give the guy some love, right? Because he's definitely somebody that's going to be able to take all of us to the next universe, right? Not even the next rank, the next universe, all right, with this business, right? So guys, drop some C750s for my brother Ty. All right, Ty, somebody as I said, has helped me throughout the way, 100% has been answering every single text message, right? There's not a lot of people do that. We all know that. Not a lot of people will sit there and answer every single one of your text messages for you to get to the next level to make sure that you eat, right? So I want you guys to definitely show some appreciation. And to be honest, let's just run this up with my brother, all right? Yo, Ty, my brother, I appreciate you, bro. And go ahead and take it over, my brother. I think you have host.
What's going on, everybody? What's going on? Everybody drop an enterprise in the chat right now. Drop an enterprise in the chat right now for my brother Fidel, one of the next chairman out of enterprise, one of the next chairman on the enterprise, bro. Appreciate you, love you, bro. Whatever it is you need, you always know I got you. You always know I got you. So now what I want to do really quickly is hold on one sec. Boom. What I want to do really quickly is say thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate you guys. I've had an amazing day. I actually got to I got to meet up with and work out with someone I really trust, love, and respect. I was able to ask this man a whole bunch of different questions. That was super annoying. I was asking question after question after question, and it was a beautiful vibe. And you know, I have a dope training today based off of the things that I learned from this man. And I want to go over a couple of things, right? So I want to set it off with some things that you may have heard already, right? Which is number one, the 5 lies leaders tell themselves. And then number 2, like how leaders deal with retracements, the proper way to deal with certain retracements, the proper way we deal with certain setbacks or pullbacks within your organization, whether you're having a lot of momentum and the momentum slows down a little bit, or if you're having a lot of momentum and the momentum comes back completely. This is pretty much going to tell you exactly step by step what it is you need to do and what it is you need to focus on, who it is you need to focus on, right? And then a couple of other things that, let's say my Platinum 1000s, Platinum 150s, Platinum 600s are going to come to the realization of once they hit these P5, P2, P5 chairman ranks, right? A couple of things you're going to realize as a chairman, a couple of things you should be prepared for as a chairman, a couple of things that they don't tell you, you don't even feel you should know until you become a chairman. See, there's certain things leaders don't realize until it's too late. And I want to make sure you guys realize these things before it is in fact too late, right? Before it is, you have to, experience these things. So now, number 1, let's talk about the leadership, right? Let's talk about leadership. Let's talk about some lies, 5 lies leaders tell themselves. Even if you've heard this information, I want you to know right now that if any of this stuff stings you, if any of this stuff you feel it, like it hurts a little bit, that's good. It's supposed to hurt a little bit, right? It's supposed to hurt a little bit, right? If it stings you, it's disinfecting you, right? If it stings you, it's disinfecting you, right? So let's jump right into it, right? Lie number 1 that leaders tell themselves, right? If ever there was a time to take notes, it's right now. So lie number 1 leaders tell themselves, I am not good enough, right? That's a lie most leaders tell themselves. I am not good enough. When we believe we aren't good enough, we start to prove that as a fact. We start to prove that we're not good enough, right? We start to prove that we're not good enough, right? That's the lid. That's when the lid comes on. When you start to believe something, you eventually start to prove it, right? That's lie number one. I'm not good enough. Like, think about where you were 6 months ago. Think about where you were 1 year ago. And now look at where you are now. Lie and say you're not good enough. You're only getting better, right? You had 1 or 2, 3 bad experiences or not so favorable experiences, and now all of a sudden you think you're not good enough, right? Just compare yourself right now to where you were 6 months ago and a year ago. You're only getting better. We're not just good enough, we're more than enough, right? We're not just good enough, we are more than enough, right? And lie number two, hope you guys are taking notes. I'm gonna speed through this. Lie number two, if people really knew, ... That's lie number two. Leaders are masters at hiding their weaknesses. Sometimes as leaders, we feel like we have to come across like we're Superman or Superwoman. Like we can't have anything wrong with us, right? But I'm gonna put it like this. You're gonna be as sick as your secrets. You'll always be as sick as your secrets. You can't heal what you're hiding. Many times we keep things a secret because we're ashamed of our weaknesses. For example, if you're not the greatest speaker, sometimes you'll hide that. You'll avoid having to speak. Just so people don't realize, hey, this person's not that great of a speaker. Right? This person's not that organized. This person's not that this. This person's not that. A lot of times as leaders, we're afraid of that. We think if people really knew I wasn't that great of a speaker, they wouldn't want to follow me. If people really knew I wasn't as organized, they wouldn't want to follow me. If people really knew I was maybe too nice or too mean or too stern, they wouldn't want to follow me. So lie number two is if people really knew. Leaders are masters at hiding their weaknesses, right? You should have shame in your secrets, not your weaknesses. Have shame in your secrets, not your weaknesses. Where you may be weak, we can delegate for responsibility. Where you may be weak in areas you are weak, delegate in responsibility, right? Problems go up, they don't go down. Communicate your weaknesses, right? Communicate your weaknesses to your uplines. Communicate your weaknesses to your mentors. So you could be surrounded by your weaknesses until you don't have any. That's literally what I did. I used to be not the greatest speaker. I used to not speak at all, matter of fact. Who am I lying to? I used to not speak at all. But I surrounded myself around people who just love to speak. In Rob, the maker of taste, and Neno, people who love to speak, people who are great speakers. I surrounded myself from around these two individuals. And then eventually, through osmosis, I learned how to speak. It's not that they gave me a one-on-one on how to speak, right? But just being around certain people, you pick up on certain things, right? You pick up on certain things. So surround yourself with your weaknesses till you don't have any. Lie number three, and this is the one that's going to hurt a lot of you guys. This is because when I first heard this, it hurt me. Lie number three, I deserve more credit. Lie number three, I deserve more credit. That's one of the biggest lies we tell ourselves as leaders. You don't get credit for doing your job, right? Your parents didn't get an award for feeding you when you were 5 years old. That's what you're supposed to do. Did your mom get a Grammy Award winning? Is your mom a Grammy Award winning mother for taking you to school? Like driving you to school or walking you to school? Right? You don't get credit for what you're supposed to do. This is something I had an issue with. I used to think, hey, I did this. Maybe I thought by myself and this and that. Everyone should do this for me. Everyone should love me. Everyone needs to reach out to me. Everyone needs to. But it's like, yo, you don't get credit for doing what you're supposed to do. Right? You don't get credit, extra credit. Oh my God, congratulations for doing what you're supposed to do. That's something us as millennials or just a younger generation adopted, right? There's no points for participating. There's no points for doing what you said you were going to do, right? I deserve more credit. That's lie number three. Lie number four, it's all on me, right? Lie number four, it's all on me. It's like we feel like we have to do everything or it won't get done. I used to feel that way. I have to do everything in my business or my business is going to crumble. If you feel that way, then it's going to crumble. Allow your team to grow. You can't do everything in your business and then get mad when no one else in your business is growing. No one else in your business can do what you do, right? Someone asked me the other day, hey, why isn't it only chairman doing opportunity calls? I don't want nobody doing opportunity calls but chairman. And I said, if that was the case, I wouldn't have known how to do an opportunity. I wouldn't have tried to do an opportunity call until a year and a half in. Right? You probably wouldn't have been enrolled. Who did your opportunity call to get you started? Probably wasn't a chairman, right? You have to allow your team to grow. Give your team the opportunity to grow. Are there things currently in your system, right? In the way you run your team, are there things in place to allow other people to grow, right? It's never all on me. So line number 4, it's all on me. The truth is, it's never all on you. It should never be all on you. Line number 5, things will always be this way, right? We do this for the good and we do this for the bad, right? Problems happen, momentum happens. Certain things happen. And if they happen twice, we tend to put ourselves in a funk or we make it hard for ourselves to get out of it, right? If things happen twice, if the same thing in your business happens twice, we tend to think, oh, it's always going to be like this. I don't know how I'm going to get over this. If 2 people just leave your business, I don't know how I'm going to get over this, right? If 2 leaders just stop listening to you, I don't know how I'm going to get over this. So it's always going to be like this. You have to understand that waves, you're going to have different waves in your business. The same way there's a wave of momentum, what happens with waves? Waves crash. I don't know if you guys knew this, but waves also crash. Nothing is absolutely forever. Some people are working like momentum is going to be here forever. Momentum doesn't last forever. Neither do pullbacks. So stop taking it for granted and start taking advantage, right? Start taking advantage of the position you're in right now, right? Start taking advantage of the position you are in right now, right? So those are the 5 lies. I'm running through the 5 lies one more time, and then I'm going to go over exactly how to deal with any sort of retracement. And then after that, I'm going to go over a couple of problems that higher levels of leadership typically tend to experience, right? So the 5 lies are: lie number 1, I'm not good enough. Lie number 2, if people really knew ... Basically saying leaders are masters at hiding their weaknesses. Lie number 3, which is a big one, I deserve more credit. You don't get credit for doing what you're supposed to do. Your mom didn't get a Grammy Award for feeding you when you were 2 years old, right? For being a mother. Your mom didn't get a Grammy Award for being a mother, right? Line number 4, it's all on me, right? It's all on me. It's never all on you. This is a team sport. This is a team sport. Michael Jordan, the greatest to ever do it, did not win until he had a squad around him, till he had literally Hall of Fame players, multiple Hall of Fame players around him. LeBron James, one of the greatest ever to ever do it, did not win until he had multiple Hall of Fame players around him. You have to understand, there's Hall of Fame players around you that you're not allowing to be Hall of Fame level because you want to hog the ball all the time. You want to have the ball in your hands all the time, right? It's never all on you. And then line number 5, things will always be this way. Right? Things will always be this way. That's lie number 5. Understand, there's waves in this business. There's waves in any business you ever touch, experience, anything. There's waves, but understand waves crash. This too shall pass, right? This too shall pass. Momentum is not going to be here forever, but neither is the pullback. Neither is a retracement, right? It's never permanent, ever. Trust me, right? So those are the 5 lies that we tell ourselves as leaders, right? Those are 5 lies we tell ourselves as leaders. Now, over the last week, I've spoken to a bunch of different chairman elites in this business, right? A whole bunch of different chairman elites, and they all had the same thing to say, very similar things to say when it came to retracements and certain issues in the business. And I want to share. I took notes on everything. I took notes on every single thing. For anybody that knows me, I'll never tell you to do something I'm not doing personally, or I haven't done 1,000 times already. So whenever I get around these people, I'm just soaking up everything like a sponge. And today, well, actually a couple of days ago, I asked a specific chairman elite, how is it that you deal with retracements? Because this person's been in the game like what, 10 years, 9, 10 years, right? And he asked me a simple question. What are the pillars of your organization? What are the 4 things that make up your organization? You see, the thing is, if I say, I want you guys to write in the chat what you think the answer is. If you're, let's say you're a chairman 500, you're a chairman 750, excuse me, watch my mouth, right? You're a chairman 750. One of your chairman 100s comes to you and says, you know what? I'm dealing with a retracement. What do you think I should do? As a chairman 750, what should your answer be? Right? One of your chairman 100s goes to you and says, yo, I'm dealing with a retracement. What do you think I should do? Right? What do you think the answer is? I want you guys to just write in the chat. What do you think the answer is? Someone said culture. Someone said leadership. Someone said the same thing you've been doing. Someone said reflect. Someone said the why. Stay in phase 1, duplication, customer satisfaction, professional problem solver. Going back to the basics. Rita is always the answer. Relationships. Be more consistent. So I'm gonna put it like this. I had all those answers. When they asked me this question, I had all those answers. I had every one of those answers. Stay balanced, personal growth, be in the trenches, right? Be more humble. I had all those answers. But this is the thing. This is the thing. And I want you guys to write this down. Pay close attention, because if you understand this, right? If you understand this, there is a possibility for you to be in constant momentum. Now, when I say constant momentum, I don't mean 10,000 people join you every single month. Some months will be higher levels of momentum than others. Some months will have higher levels of momentum than others, right? But you can constantly stay on momentum if you just do what I'm about to tell you. The issue is most people wait until a retracement to then decide to fix certain things. But if you're constantly doing this every single month, you do what it is I'm about to tell you, you can stay in momentum. You can stay in it, crack the code, right? So now there's 4 pillars in your organization. I need every single person to write this down. Every single person needs to write this down. Drop a 7 in the chat if you agree with anything that it is that I'm about to say, right? 4 pillars in your organization. There's only 4 pillars in your organization, right? So the thing is, whenever you deal with a retracement, there's never a one size fit all for that problem. You have different organizations within your organization. You have different cultures within your organization. You have different types of people within your organization. So it's not just, oh, I'm gonna come up with a schedule and fix my whole org. It's never just, I'm gonna come up with a new training system and fix my whole org. It's never, oh, I'm gonna add 2 more trading sessions and fix my whole org. It's not one thing that fixes your organization, right? So you have to do a diagnosis on your whole organization, but it's going to be based off these 4 things, right? Number 1 is 4 pillars. Number 1 is the launch system. Right? How are new customers getting started? And then how are people who just want to build the business getting started? Right? I need you to write this down, right? How are new customers getting started? How are new IBOs getting started? The answer to that question, the launch, what is your launch system? The answer to that question, every single person in your organization should have the same answer, or a very, very similar answer, a very, very similar answer. As a leader, I want you to write in the chat right now, as a leader, can you honestly say, be honest, can you honestly say every single person in your organization understands the launch system and would have the same exact answer? Every single person understands your launch system? No, right? You go through retracements for different reasons. You go through but I guarantee you there's pockets in your organization who all have the same answer. There may be 7 people that have this answer, 20 people that have this answer, 30 people that have this answer, 5 people that have this answer. This is why certain legs grow faster than others, because certain legs need certain things that you're not providing as a leader. And certain legs are growing because you're providing exactly what that leg needs. but you're doing it to other legs that don't need that. What if you're constantly training on a launch system, but 2 of your legs already have the launch system down pat? They already understand that, but they need the other 3 pillars that you're not providing. That's why certain teams go through retracements. So what is your launch system? Do you include the list? Do you include the list? Do you wait for someone to make, you have to ask these questions to yourself. Do you wait for someone to make a couple dollars trading before you even expose them to the building side? I know certain teams that went chairman that way. I know certain teams that went chairman before someone even places a trade, they have the list. There's no right or wrong way. But understand, when you wait for someone, right, to plug in the platform, you wait for someone to make $100, $1,000, there is an extra step in your business. Your business is now not in your hands. It's in the hands of the customer. It's in the hands of someone who has to decide whether or not they want to log on to a back office, whether or not they want to set up their broker account, whether or not they want to plug into a system, right? So understand that. Nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. We have to decide, is that the system you want to run? So pillar number 1 is your launch system, right? As leaders, right? As leaders, pay close attention, take notes, because as leaders, you have to go through every single IBO in your org, right? Every single IBO in your org, and make sure these 4 pillars are exactly where they should be, right? So pillar number 2, right? Pillar number 2, your training system. Pillar number 1 was the launch system. How do we get people started trading? How do we get people who want to trade? And how do we get people who started building who want to build the business? Right? That's your launch system. Number 2 is your training system. Your training system. What is your training system? That's basically your schedule. What's on your day-to-day? And again, I want you to write in the chat. Can you honestly say, write the answer in the chat. Can you honestly say every single person in your organization understands your schedule? If I ask a random person in your organization, what happens on Wednesdays at 10 p.m., are they going to know? Every single person. Definitely not. Because this is Wednesday, 10 p.m. And some of you didn't even know there was a call today. Right? Some of you didn't even know there was a call today. And this happens every Wednesday. Right? Your training system. What happens during your schedule? And I'm put a couple of things that your schedule should include every single week. Now ask yourself, does your schedule include this? 2 to 3 sessions per week where people are trading or learning the product. Right? Actually, 2 to 3 product trainings. So there are 2 different ways to run product trainings. 2 to 3 product trainings a week. I'm gonna go over a couple of things you're supposed to have in your training system. 2 to 3 product trainings a week. Now, it can be in the form of, hey, this is how you use the Liberty app, or this is how you use Swipecoin, or this is how you use, Hourglass. Or it can be a trading session using a scanner, using a specific product. Those are 2 different ways to run your product training, with live trading or with no live trading, more educational or more to build a trading account. But 2 to 3 product trainings a week. Some orgs run 2, some orgs run 3, and it's been working fine for both types, right? You want to include at least 2 to 3, two building calls where people learn the skills of building the business. The skills of building the business, how to prospect, how to follow up, right? How to close a deal, how to present the opportunity, right? The 7 skill sets, right? 2 to 3 per week. And you can do it in a bunch of different ways. It's not supposed to be a boring 2-3 days where you go over the same thing every single week. There's a bunch of different ways. You get real creative with it, right? There must be at least 1 to 2 mindset calls. 1 to 2 mindset calls. You can have more than 2. If more than 2 has been working for your org, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But 1 to 2 mindset calls, right? Something a little similar to this. Right? Little similar to this. Teacher tells you how to think, how to look at your business, right? 1 to 2 mindset calls, right? You want 1 to 2 basics trainings, right? So that's how to set up a broker, how to place a trade, Risk management, basics, just trading basics. 1 to 2 of those per week. See, now I see a bunch of you guys, like you guys are kind of looking at your schedule like, damn, we don't have this. Or damn, we have 5 of these or 10 of these, or you know what I mean? So you're doing your due diligence. You're figuring out why exactly, as I'm speaking, why certain things happen in your work and why certain things don't happen in your work, right? So your training system is your training system an environment that's going to help the newest customer make money and understand how it is to make money in this market, how to place a trade. What is risk management? Does your average customer understand risk management? Is there something in your schedule to help them understand risk management? Does that go in your launch system? Does that go in your training system? These are things you have to decide. You have to figure out as a leader, as a team. What is it that your organization is going to start running? Or is running too much of, or running not enough of? What is your training system? Now, pillar number 3, which is a really easy pillar. Really, really simple pillar. It can be very simple. Pillar number 3 is your event system. Your event system. What is your event system? Right? What is your event system? I'm going to answer questions at the end. What is your event system? Now, being that, we have COVID and all this stuff outside, a lot of, venues aren't allowing X amount of people, right? But there are opportunity calls. There are opportunity calls that go throughout the org. There's 7:30 Monday through Friday, 7:30 Eastern Standard Time, Monday through Friday. And then there's 9 p.m. Monday through Thursday. The maker of taste, Rob, he does 9 p.m. Monday through Thursday. I do 7:30 p.m. Monday through Friday. It's either me or another chairman in the organization doing 7:30 Monday through Friday. That's 9 opportunities to expose people to the business every single week without you having to move. Your business is open, right? Your business is open 5 days out of the week minimum. Minimum. What is your event system? Now, if you're in a city where you can have people, you can have small gatherings and things like that. You can have 20, 30 people in a room. What physical locations are there in place to help other people do the same? Pull up and see the opportunity, feel the opportunity, speak to leaders, right? Shake hands with leaders, things like that. What is your event system? How are you going to get more and more people flooding into your organization? What is your event system? Does every single person in your team know that there's 9 p.m. and 7:30 p.m. op calls? And if you're in a city that allows, small gatherings or gatherings at all, does every single person know exactly where or what days and what times are the in-person events? Right? He said Florida be outside. Yeah, Florida is one of the cities, one of the states where you can do a lot more than most states. What is your event system? Right? And then last but not least, one of the most important pillars, in my opinion, mentorship system. What is your mentorship system? A lot of you guys don't even know. What is your mentorship? If I say, what is your mentorship system? I'm going to get a billion different questions. But it's a lot simpler than what it sounds like. What is your mentorship system? What are your IBOs in a group? Is that your system? Are your IBOs in a group? How often do you check in with your leaders? How often do your leaders check in with you? Are they supposed to check in with you? Do they know they're supposed to check in with you? And if they do check in with you, what are they checking in with you? What are they checking in with you about? What do I have to talk to you about? If I'm your leader, how often do I have to message you? Do I know that? Am I told that? Right? Think about it. What is your mentorship system? Are the P1Ks in one group? Are the P150s in one group? Are there too many groups? What is your mentorship system, right? What's in effect? What's in place right now to help the newest P150 talk to or communicate or understand what the P1000s understand or the P2000s understand? Do they know exactly how to get in communication with their nearest P1000? Do they know their nearest P1000? How often are they talking to their nearest P1000? What mentorship system is in place to help leaders grow, right? You can't complain about not having leaders when you haven't built an environment to develop leaders, right? You can't complain about not having something that you don't make space for. That was a bar. That was a bar. Write that down. You can't complain about not having something you don't make space for. Let me write that down, man. That was crazy. I have to write that down. Write that down. Write that down right now. Don't complain about not having something you don't make space for. Now, again, these are the 4 systems, right? These are the 4 systems. Your launch system, your training system, your event system, your mentorship system. Every organization, every group of people is going to need help with a different pillar or a different set of pillars. This is why just having a huge trading session every day doesn't just overnight fix your organization. Some teams didn't need that. This is why just having a huge how to launch webinar doesn't fix everything overnight. Some teams didn't need that. So when you're fixing a retracement, when you're going through a retracement, you're trying to fix what it is that you're going through in your back office, right? It's a collection of things. It is a collection of calls. It is a collection of events. It's a collection of one-on-one calls with your top leaders. And your leaders are not just by rank, it's also the people who hold the most influence within a group of people. The people who hold the most influence. Make sure these people are okay. Make sure these people understand the game plan. If these people understand the 4 pillars, everyone's going to understand the 4 pillars. Because that's who everyone looks to first before you as a leader. They go to these people as leaders, right? As guiders, right? As advisors, right? Every org needs something different. Every leg needs something different. See, what most leaders, right? This is another reason people go through retracements. What most leaders don't realize until it's too late is this. Leaders don't realize that they're not as good as they think they are, right? It's very easy to confuse momentum with, damn, I'm a pretty good leader. Hey, this is pretty easy. Hey, I can really do this. Hey, I'm the best, blah, 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 blah. Right? But then when you're hit with adversity, people scramble. I'll say it again. You can tell the size of a leader by the size of the problem that slows him down. You can tell the size of a leader by the size of the problem that slows her down. But that slows them down, right? It's very, very simple. It's a simple fix, right? It doesn't happen overnight. It might not happen over a week. It might take a month. It shouldn't take longer than a month. Shouldn't take longer than 2 weeks. Honestly, if you do this right, shouldn't take longer than 2 weeks to get things back in motion, right? There's already organizations that are thriving right now. Thriving. Anybody in the Bulldogs chat, right? The P1000s only. Shout out to Andy. Literally enrolled 9 people in the last 3 days. He's booming right now. He's literally any day now. You'll see his P2000 flyer coming out any day now. Shout out Mustafa. Just popped the P1000. Right? Just popped P1000. Also, to add to your mentorship system, something extremely important. What is your proximity to higher levels of leadership? What is your proximity to higher levels of leadership? A lot of people who are typing in the chat right now have my number, but don't ask me questions. And I've had this information for a little minute now. The people who are growing now ask me, yo, bro, what do you think I should do? Okay, do this. Bet. Does it. 9 enrollments in 3 days. Yo, bro, what do you think I should do? Do this? Bet. But P1000 by the pop. Literally, you have the proximity. Shout out Matt Gregory. Any issue, any concern, any question? Yo, Ty. And I love that. I love it. There's certain people who have certain people's numbers. There's certain people right now I know who have Matt Rosa, Jason Brown, Cash, myself, Mitch, Jen, Rob, Tim, Platinum. You have these people's numbers in your phone. You have the solution in your phone, but you don't reach out. You don't reach out. Do you really want a solution? It's like literally being hungry, having a plate in front of you and not eating, right? Being hungry, having a plate in front of you, not eating, and then getting mad when your stomach starts growling. That's literally what it is. That's literally what it looks like, right? What is your proximity, right, to higher levels of leadership, right? I did a whole bunch of different calls where I dropped my personal number. There was one call, there was about 150 people on the call, all wanted to build a business. I dropped my personal number, said, hey, this week, anybody who hits me up, I don't care what rank you are, message me, we're going to work. I don't care what rank you are, we're going to work. That group of 100 and something people, there's maybe like 4 or 5 people that messaged me. Literally 4 or 5 people that messaged me. Crazy, right? Literally crazy. So you have the answers to these things, but you have the answers to your problems right in front of you. But sometimes as leaders, because we're all leaders in our own right. Some of you guys are leaders in your house. That's why you act certain ways here. Some of you guys are leaders, let's say in the streets. That's why you act certain ways here. Some of you guys are leaders in your friend group, in your little friend group. That's why you try to act a certain way here, right? That's why your coachability index is low. That's why your humility ain't really there. Your pride gets in the way of your bank account. Literally, your pride is in the way of your bank account. Your pride is in the way of where you want to go, right? I'll tell you this one more thing before I take some questions. I'm gonna tell you this one more thing. So I asked the chairman of the league, like, I know there's certain leaders that just aren't receptive to your mentorship, and I want you to pay close attention to what I'm about to say. There's certain leaders you'll have in your organization who will not be so receptive to your mentorship. After a certain level, they may not be receptive to your mentorship. They may not listen. They may not hop on certain calls you do. They may not reply in certain group chats. They may not show up to certain events. They may not, do the things they used to do, whatever it is. But they're not receptive to your mentorship, right? And there's a few things that account for this, right? There's a few things that are responsible for this, that can cause this. Number one, you may have gotten too close to these people. They see you more as a friend than a mentor, right? And then number two, right? They don't believe in your capabilities as a leader anymore. That's the one that hurts. They don't believe in your capabilities as a leader. They don't believe you are the person who can take them where they want to go. And that hurts, right? That hurts. If you have leaders who aren't coachable or who aren't receptive to your mentorship, most times it's that because they don't believe in your capabilities as a leader. So how do you fix that? How do you fix that? That was my next question to this person. How do you fix that? You know what he said? He said, create more success stories outside of that group. Don't just stop working with this person. Always be available. Always be the leader you should have been when you signed up, right? Just create more success stories outside of the group. Because if you don't believe in my capabilities as a leader, watch me pop this chairman. Watch me pop this P2. Watch me pop this P1 in 4 days. Watch me pop this P2 in 30 days. And then what happens with this leader when they eventually just stop moving or they slow down a little bit, or they see everybody having fun, they see everybody popping ranks, they see everybody posting you, reposting you. Yo, bro, like, what'd you do? What'd you tell these people? What'd you tell those people? Yo, what's the game plan to do that? Yo, how'd you pop this P1 in 4 days? Yo, how'd you do this? And they become way more receptive to your mentorship when they believe in your capabilities as a leader. And if you are the leader and you know your capabilities as a leader, it's not your job to spend too much time trying to win back someone's mentorship. Everyone chooses their mentor. This is another thing that really confuses me. You choose your mentor. The person who enrolls you isn't necessarily your mentor. You get to choose your mentor. You choose your mentor. But the thing about mentorship is this. If you choose a mentor who's 10 steps ahead of you, they can hold your hand all the way to step like 7, 8. If you choose a mentor that's 100 steps ahead of you, right? That's probably the mentor you want. But understand, the mentor that's 100 steps ahead of you is not about to baby you. The mentor that's 100 steps ahead of you says, this is the game plan. Don't talk to me till it's done. Right? If you need something, reach out. If you need something, reach out. But don't reach out until this play is ran. If you have a question, it has to be about this play. Because I'm not about to help you answer A, B, C, and D if you couldn't do 1, 2, 3. Right? That's the thing with mentorship. That's the thing with mentorship. So certain people really don't, like certain people really get in their bag or in their feelings when they deal with certain things with their mentor or their sponsor or upline. And it doesn't necessarily even have to be in this business. It could be in a whole different business. It could be in a whole different industry, right? But you have to put into play, you have to understand, when you are a mentee, you can be mad at your mentor all you want, but are you the mentee people want? People want to, oh yeah, I get to mentor this person. Are you the mentee people want to mentor? Right? Everyone talks about the mentor. Oh, this mentor. Are you someone people want to mentor? Are you someone who deserves that person's mentorship? Right? Someone said, damn, they missed a crab face now. Are you someone, just because you're in someone's downline does not mean you deserve mentorship. Just because you're in someone's downline, just because you give somebody volume does not mean you deserve, just because you breathe oxygen doesn't mean you deserve someone's time and energy, especially if you're someone difficult to mentor. Because every hour someone spends trying to get you on the same page as them is an hour away from their family, an hour away from their why, an hour away from somebody who probably deserves their time, right? So just think about that. Just think about that next time you're dealing with issues in your mentorship system, right? So what I want to do now is I want to answer a couple questions. I'm gonna pause the recording, answer a couple questions here, and we'll rock out for the next 10 minutes, right? So let me pause this. Appreciate you guys. You guys are amazing.